Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about surrogate decision maker. A surrogate decision maker, also known as a healthcare proxy or as agents, is an advocate for incompetent patients. If a patient is unable to make decision for themselves about personal care, some agent must make decision for them. If there is a durable power of attorney for healthcare, the agents appointed by that document is authorized to make healthcare decisions within the scope of authority granted by the document. If people have court appointed guardians with authority to make healthcare decisions, the guardian is the authorized surrogate. Everyone has the right to make decisions regarding the matters that affect their well being. Here, healthcare is one of the area which involves decision making. People have the right to choose the type of treatment that should be given to them when they are sick. But there are times where people may not be in a condition to make these kinds of decision for themselves. It is the time when the healthcare proxy comes into role. Here these healthcare proxies are usually known as surrogate decision maker. These healthcare proxy or surrogate decision makers can be appointed by the patient themselves or by the court of law. Who can become surrogate decision maker? The client's guardian, the client's spouse, any adult son or daughter of the client, either parents of the client, any adult brother or sister of the client, any adult grandchild of the client, or an adult relative who has exhibited special care and concern, who has maintained close contact, and who is familiar with the patient's activities, health, and religious or moral beliefs, a close friend of the client. These are the different people who can become surrogate decision maker for a patient. Here if you see, there is something in common, that is the relationship of a surrogate decision maker with the patient. Here all these people are either directly or indirectly related to the patient, and these people have the idea about the values, beliefs, and opinions of these patients. Therefore we can say all those people who have clear idea about the patient's activities or health or religious and moral beliefs can become a decision maker for them, that is surrogate decision for maker for these patients. Characteristics of a surrogate decision maker. Ideally, patients choose their surrogates as it is a personal decision. Sometimes patients know right away whom they would be choose. Other times guardian is necessary. Patient should be guided to choose a surrogate who best embodies the characteristics below. Here the patient has the capacity to choose the surrogate. He is the one who is going to decide who will become their surrogate decision maker. This decision is taken when he is in a condition to take decision for himself. Here while choosing the surrogate decision maker, a patient has to consider certain characteristics. He has to give importance to the following characteristics while deciding the surrogate decision maker for himself. Here these are the different characteristics which a surrogate decision maker should possess. First one, have decision making capacity. A person who is becoming a surrogate decision maker must have the decision making capacity, because he is going to choose certain type of treatment which will be given to their clients. Therefore decision making capacity is very essential characteristic which has to be possessed by every surrogate decision makers. Know the patient well, having a strong understanding of the patient's values, beliefs, and preferences. Here the surrogate decision maker should have a clear idea about the patient's health condition. At the same time, he should know the patient very well. He should know the values, beliefs, and preferences of the client so that he can make choices which are not against the values or beliefs of their clients. Express the care and concern for their patient. Here the surrogates should take decision with care and concerns towards the patient. He should not be ignorant. He should take the decisions while having concern for the patient. Advocate for the patient's best known wishes, seeking to make decisions as the patient would have made them if they had decision making capacity. Here, the surrogate should take decision as the patients would have taken if he was in a position to take the decision for himself. In the sense, he should be taking decision from the point of view of his client, not from his own point of view. Next one, use the patient's medical situation, preferences, values to consider what is in their best interest. He should study the condition, medical condition, different facilities available, the different preferences of the clients and values of the clients while taking surrogate decisions. Advocate for the patients even in emotionally fraught situations. He may have to take certain decisions which is very difficult or it may affect him emotionally. Therefore, he must avoid all the emotional points while taking the decision, or else we can say he has to take the decision very rationally. These are the different characteristics of a surrogate decision maker, that is, having a clear decision making capacity. He should be able to take proper decisions. He should know the patient very well. He should express care and concern towards the patient. He should have empathy. He should take the decision from client's perspective, and he should study the conditions properly before taking any kind of decisions, or he should be more rational than emotional. Problems with surrogate decision making. Surrogates do not know patients' preferences. Both the subject and substituted judgment standards require that the surrogates make treatment decisions that reflect the patient's preferences and values. But numerous studies confirm that the choices surrogates make for the patients are often not the same choices that patient would have make for themselves. Here, the surrogates should make decisions which would have been chosen by the patient if he was in a condition to take the decision. But most of the times, these surrogates may not have any idea about the choices that would have been made by the patient if they were in a well being or if they were in a condition to make decision for themselves. Second one, surrogates have impaired capacity. Some surrogates have clinically diagnosable conditions such as stress, depression and anxiety. These psychological problems sometimes impair the surrogate's own decision making capacity. The surrogates may fail to exercise sound and informed judgment, or will find it too difficult to accept the responsibility for carrying out the patient wishes. Here, the surrogates are usually chosen by the client themselves, so these surrogates may have certain problems like depression, anxiety, etc. If the surrogates have these kinds of problems, they may not be able to take proper decision for their clients, or they may not be able to accept the authority as surrogate itself. Surrogates fail to follow patient's preferences. Even when surrogates know patient's preferences and have the capacity, they may base their decisions on the factors external to the patient. Although most of the surrogates are trustworthy and act in good faith, some may have suspicious motives in that they are looking out for their own interest rather than the patient's interest. Here, these surrogates should make decision for the benefit of the client, but there are some suspicious surrogates who make decision for their personal benefit. They may choose to kill the patient for their benefit too. This is the biggest problem of surrogate decision making. Surrogates do not know patient's best interest. On the best interest standard, surrogates must be willing to able to make decisions on the basis of what best promote the patient's well being. Unfortunately, surrogates are often not up to the challenge. Here, the surrogates may not be having clear idea about what is beneficial more for the patients. They may not be able to judge or compare the different treatments that is available for the patients. They may choose something which is not really beneficial for the patients too. These are the different problems. Like, surrogates do not know patient's preference. Surrogates not knowing what the patient would have chosen. Surrogates have impaired capacity, that is having depression or anxiety. Surrogates fail to follow patients' preferences, that is mainly for benefiting their personal needs. They are taking decisions which are not good for their clients. Surrogates do not know patient's best interest. They may not be in a condition to differentiate the different treatments that is available and choose the best one for their clients. Solutions to the surrogate problems. Best advanced care planning. Instead of focusing on legal forms, this approach emphasizes interactive discussion with family members and physicians, often facilitated by increasingly sophisticated toolkits, workbooks, and interactive applications. Here, the decisions are not taken by the surrogate only on the basis of certain legal forms. They are having interaction with the family members and physicians before taking the before taking any kind of decision on behalf of the surrogate. This will be very helpful to solve all the kinds of surrogate problems, like not knowing the patient preferences. Most of the times family members will have the idea of these patients preferences. It will be beneficial for the surrogate to have a conversation with the family members. Or surrogates having impaired capacity, if they have any kind of depression or anxiety problems, they can discuss these things with their family members. Surrogates fail to follow patient preferences. Here, in case the surrogates have any suspicious motive, when they have conversation with the family members can identify these suspicious motives of the surrogates. Or surrogates do not know patient's best interest. Not having the clear idea about different treatments or which is beneficial for the surrogate can be solved with the help of having discussion with the family members, because there may be someone who is in a position to suggest better treatment for their clients. That is the first one. Second one, surrogate education and training. A number of organizations and medical facilities have developed materials to educate and train surrogates. These efforts are increasingly bolstered by state law. Here, there are institutions, they are providing education and training facility to the surrogates to help them to take better decision for their clients. Surrogate replacement. The court of law allows replacement of the surrogates if necessary. This is more suitable for the impaired surrogates who are having certain problems like depression or anxiety. If the surrogates have these kinds of problems, the court of law allows them to change these surrogates. These are the solution to surrogate problems, that is better advanced care planning, where the surrogates can have conversation with the family members of their clients. Surrogates education and training, where they get education and training regarding decision making activities. Surrogate replacement, if they are not in a position to take proper decision, the court of law allows them to change these surrogates. Making decisions regarding medical treatment is often difficult, and such is especially true when the patient's ability to weigh on the such matters is questionable or even impossible. In such cases, we must carefully seek to access the patient's competence and decision making capacity, and if necessary, empower a suitable surrogate to act on his or her behalf. Though the ideal, hopefully, the treatment administered will be compatible as possible with the patient would have chosen, had he or she been able to articulate his or her desires. Here, decision making is a difficult task. Surrogate decision making becomes even more difficult, that is mainly because they are taking decisions on behalf of their client and it is a matter of life and death. Therefore, the patient should choose the surrogates wisely at the time of making surrogate decision maker selection, and the surrogate should choose the treatment even with utmost care and concern so that they can save the life of their clients. This is all about surrogate decision maker. Thank you.